Hey y'all, welcome to this midweek devotional. Hope you've been having a great week. I know I've loved hearing the rain, and it's been such a blessing to just hear the rain again and have rain. Hey y'all, welcome to this midweek devotional. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you've enjoyed hearing the rain again. I know it's been an amazing blessing for our community, and I'm just really thankful that we've had rain. I just want to share a couple verses with you from Matthew chapter 6, and I just want to share verses 1 to 4. So I'm just going to read that from the NIV version. Don't worry, the word should pop up on the screen once I start reading. So let's dive in, and I just want to read this and then just make a couple observations. So this is what it says. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others, to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. I really love that passage of scripture, just because it really points out when we're giving and doing stuff that is part of living a righteous life, looking out for the least of these, supporting those who need help. When we do that kind of stuff, we shouldn't do it and make a big public scene of it. We shouldn't do it with bells and whistles. We shouldn't, hashtag tag it on Instagram, look at me blessing someone else, hashtag righteous. We shouldn't do any of that kind of stuff. It comes from a heart of just wanting to help. We try to do it in a way where it doesn't keep the attention on us. We try to do it in a way where it's kind of like we stay behind the scenes, if that makes sense. We're trying to not take over the scene, not make it about us, not do something nice and then tell people, well, look at me, look what I did. God isn't after that. What Christ really calls us to is to live this righteous life in secret, to give to the others, to look out for the least of these, to support those around us, and to do it in a way where we're not trying to do it to earn public attention or adoration. We're just doing it because we're seeing Christ in others. And I think that's something in churches we do really well at times, and it's something we do really poorly at times. But I hope as we continue to still grow as a church community, that we dive into this, that we really try to live this righteous life Christ is calling us to, without making our giving or when we're supporting and loving others a big bells and whistles thing. I pray that we always try to do it in secret, not seeking public adoration. Because Christ calls us to do it just by seeing Christ in others. And I know at church we have some amazing people who do so much stuff behind the scenes. And I just think that's an amazing blessing. And that's why over the next 5 weeks, we're going to do a little midweek devotional series that I'm calling MVP behind the scenes. And basically, I'm just going to talk to some people in our church who do amazing stuff in our church or in the community, and just ask them a couple things. Not about what they do, maybe just more about the heart behind it. Get to know them a bit. And get to ask them what's next in the whole year that we've had as a church, with COVID and everything else, with the church building almost being done, with a new vision and values. What's next? What do they think God has for them next? And I'm really excited to sit down with some wonderful people in our church. And I really want to keep this series going in the future, because I think everyone in our church fellowship is an MVP behind the scenes. Because I know there's so many amazing people within our church who do great things for others, not ever seeking public adoration or wanting it to be a big spectacle. And I'm not wanting to do this midweek devotional series to get that public adoration for him. It's more to help us get to know others in our church, realizing that we're all MVPs behind the scenes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because that, in my eyes, is what Christ called us to do. And when we read verses like Matthew chapter 6, verses 1 to 4, it makes that really clear. So I'm really excited for this next 5 weeks of our midweek devotional and getting to sit down and interview some people in our church fellowship. And it'll be awesome to keep this series going, and we'll try to do it, every 2 or 3 months, do it for another month, and sit down with some more people within our church. And I just thank you so much for joining us this week. And I just really pray that you'll sit with that scripture. You'll sit in silence with it. You'll contemplate what it means for you and your personal walk with Christ. May God's grace and peace be with you. Spinning. Can I get 2 times around?